You know what it is, and by now you should know who it is. It's your girl Rain. It's What's Happening Wednesday, and yeah, it's what's going down in a major way. I'm doing something just a little bit different tonight. I'm going to be looking at two different places, and I wanted to have this conversation in a more interactive type of way than what I've been doing the other lives from the previous night with creating the live room on Facebook. I wanted to be able to have a conversation where you can come in if you want and comment, but I wanted to focus more with you, my rainbows. So I'm also, while I'm on Facebook, I'm also on Instagram at the same time because I feel like a lot of my IG followers who are not on Facebook kind of get cheated out of some of the conversations that your girl have in Rain's World. So if you have been paying attention or if you took the time to even read the title, tonight is going to be somewhat interesting. So I have been having some very in-depth conversations with men and women. I also been hearing a lot of the fellas speak more about how they feel about relationships and how they feel like relationships should play out. So, your girl Rain is a married woman. However, I have been living separated pretty much my entire married life. And now, to add to that particular dynamic, I am a wife of an incarcerated man. And um, I'm kind of on the, in between. Should I stay or should I go? Um, how do you know when to let go and when to stay in? Because your girl Rain is a Christian woman, and I take my vows seriously. However, I am not naive. But I want to, for myself, make sure that when it comes down to it, and I do end up signing my John Hancock on the black and white documentation, that I can honestly say that I've done everything that I need to do as the wife in this marriage, right? Or if I'm in just a regular relationship, I want to make sure that once I cut the cord on that particular light of a relationship or situationship or homie love friendship, that I've done everything that I can do. So, with that being said, what's happening tonight on What's Happening Wednesday is that I want to know how you all feel about relationships, marriage, situationships, shacking, baby mama, baby daddy situations. Because we all know, let's just keep it real, that a lot of times if you're a baby mama and a baby daddy, you still have some type of what I like to call entanglement type of codependency type of situation, unspoken truth about a situation in that type of relationship. And a lot of times those type of unspoken scenarios in between the baby mama and baby daddy can cause issues in a serious relationship, because a lot of times the man or the woman feels like, okay, yeah, you have a child with this person, or children with this person, but you and I are supposed to be in a relationship. So I've noticed that, I know in our community, that the melanated community, a lot of times the woman just has to be okay with that man still dibbling and dabbling with the baby mama, or vice versa. I know for a fact, for me, I've seen that it's less frowned upon on the man to still dibble and dabble with the baby mama. And I'm guessing, which I can't say for sure because I'm not a man, that they feel like it still belongs to them. That baby mama is still their territory. So if that's the case, then why is it that a man gets so upset if he just has a thought about the woman going out and maybe dibbling with her baby daddy, and he's the new man, right? Like the other night, King T said, it's just the way that it all began. In the Bible days, or in the African beginning of the world days, men had more than one wife. Men had concubines, handmaids, handservants, whatever you want to call them. So a lot of what goes on inside of a man feels like they are still entitled to have that luxury. And for the most part, some women still feel that way as well. I mean, as long as he taking care of me, I don't care if he go over there and mess with Shaquan. As long as all of my bills paid, he can mess with Shaquita and them. I don't really care as long as he don't bring me anything. He respects my situation. I'm number one, and they know how to play their part. But when is that? When is that not enough? Like, when is that not good enough? Like, then how are we the women supposed to feel? Especially when we know who we are and whose we are. Like, when do we stop settling? When do we stop waiting and holding ourselves and being loyal to this one particular man, and he dibbling and dabbling with Sue, Jane, Robin, and Becky? Okay? Because they all got a Becky. You can let them play you if you want to and think that they ain't letting Becky slob on their knob. Let's just keep it real. Oh, and for all of those that might have cheering, just your girl show ain't for children anyhow. But yeah, cousin, like, it's true. When are we going to stop settling? So here comes this point. Like, you've heard me say before, I'm a married woman, right? Okay. And yeah, I'll be telling my tea, this is real, raw, live, and uncut. I like to keep it real. So I'm married to a man. And he fell in that category of feeling like, he should be able to move how he moved. I think he liked the idea of being married, but he didn't like the fact that he had to stay committed only to me, mind, body, and soul. You know what I'm saying? So I think he wanted to be able to be King Dingaling, but didn't want to pay King Dingaling prices. And what I mean by that is, if you want to be the king of your castle, then you need to be able to bring the castle, right? That's just how I was raised. Let's just keep it real. However, I'm not messed up about it. I believe that if the man has the potential to do bigger and better things, then let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do bigger and better things. Like, I'm okay with taking care of part of it as long as you meeting me halfway, as long as you at least trying to do your part. I also believe that, and this is gonna sound crazy coming from the church girl, right? But sometimes you have to do certain things as long as you're using it as a stepping stone. That don't mean you gotta sell drugs for the rest of your life. That don't mean you gotta slide down that pole, sister, for the rest of your life. However, if you slide down that pole, or if being a street pharmacist, but you're using that to put money aside or to invest into other things that's going to be for the betterment of you and your family, then by all means do that. But I'm getting off a track. Let's stay focused. So, how am I supposed to know? And don't get it twisted. She's not naive, nor is she stupid. But we're keeping it real, right? So how am I supposed to know when enough is enough? How am I supposed to know when it's time to say, okay, I can't go no more. I'm done. I cannot do this. Like, waffle come. Waffle come, we got to like, why should I settle? And especially when you be having these other men that's trying to act like they might have a better potential, a better situation than the man you with. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful not to think that the grass is going to be greener on the other side, because 9 times out of 10, it's so not. And he's so not ready. Especially if you're a boss woman. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to go get the bacon, you can bring the bacon to the table, fry it up with some homemade biscuits and some jam or some jelly on the side with some red or gray Kool-Aid. that man is not really all that anyway, right? Say it is. So seriously, I need somebody out there that's married, that's in a situationship, that's common law. How do we know when to let it go? And I'm not just speaking for the ladies. I need to know how should a man know when it's time to let that thing go? Because some of us women ain't good either. But we quick to want to point our finger at that man. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it real. You don't want to take care of yourself. You can let yourself go. You don't want to cook for them. You don't know how to clean. You don't know what you're doing. And let's just be real. If you don't know what you're doing and you ain't giving that man what you know he need, then he gonna go get it from somewhere. And so is she. And then here's my thing. If you're gonna be cheating, if you're going to cause infidelity in your relationship, why do the men have to be so lame with it? Why can't y'all go? They have coaches for everything else. Why not go to a cheating coach? And I'm not saying I condone cheating, but I understand it because I'm not a saint, right? I've been there, done that, got the bumper sticker, keychain, and T-shirt. However, comma, I do know it's more to life than this. This is not how relationships are supposed to be at all. Point blank, and the period. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get the something happened with my Instagram live. So where y'all at? Holla if y'all hear me. Y'all agree with what I'm saying or not? When do we let it go? When do we say enough is enough? And when do we stop settling as women? Okay. Or is I know that all men or women that go to prison are not bad. Some of us have just had some wrong place, wrong time, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents to make sure that our family can still pay the rent, right? Okay, so I'm okay with once, oops, maybe twice. But when you seem like you want to become this lifetime criminal, she ain't here for none of that. I ain't got time for that. I don't want that in my life anymore. When I was 15, 18, 21, maybe even 24. I was married when I was 25, became a widow. So maybe even 25. Okay, that was cool. That was the thing to do. But when you get into your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and your 60s, you should not still be on the corner running the crew, serving the fiends. Nobody don't want to have no man or no woman that their only goals is to serve the fiends or slide down the pole or sleeping with your husband or woman, right? Don't nobody want a gigolo forever. Don't nobody want to turn a hoe into a housewife. Let's just keep it real. So, like I say, how do you all feel about a monogamous relationship still, out there and available? Do men and women even still want to be monogamous? Or do they want to have their cake and eat it too? DJ Studio, what you think? Is monogamy for men even still a thing? Do they still have men out there that really want a wife, that really want to be with one person? Or is that just not in most men's minds? That's what I'm trying to understand. And I want to understand from the men, why are y'all so plexed and so bent out of shape if you even just think that the woman is cheating on you, but you done cheated on her 50,000 times? Like, how do you all expect us to stay in this marriage or stay in a relationship or stay in even in a situationship that has the potential to turn into a relationship or a marriage, but you don't want to stop doing the stuff that you're doing? Like, don't nobody got time for that. And how do you want your significant other to stay down with you if you're not giving them anything to work with? Like, it's always an excuse. It's always side looks at other females. Your female could be the baddest woman in the room, and you still looking at other females. DJ Studio would say he want a wife, but do you really want? Like, What do you mean you want a wife? Like, can you come on my live? Like, how do I get you on here? I should have did it in the little room so everybody can come in and leave out. Oh, big bro Theo, I didn't even see you. Hey, this boy say, which question do you want us to answer first? Okay, wait, I'm back up. DJ Subi was said when you young, you want to do all the crazy stuff or sow your oats. Theo say, which I just want you to answer the question. I tell you what. Let me see what I could do. I'll tell you what. Okay. But I know infidelity be in, period. So you got some Negroes that don't even think about not having a they only want to be with somebody that's gonna be okay with them having the flings. And the woman is supposed to just be okay with it because they feel like they paying the bills. I'm trying to add you to the live. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Let me see. I might have to stop and start back over again. I thought you could send like a request to me, but let me see. On my laptop, it's different than it's different. I think I'm gonna have to stop it and start it back again. Theo, hold that thought. I need to hear from the men. I know the women perspective, cause heck, I am the women. So I want to hear the men perspective. So everybody hold what y'all got. Don't panic on Facebook. I'll be right back with y'all in a couple of shakes of the rabbit tail.